I had to speak on this topic right quick. It's about the gaming community, right? So basically, G4 TV has come out with a online television program, right? So people can watch games and things like that. I don't know if y'all remember G4 TV, X-Play, Tack On Show, Game Pro, Game Informer. It's basically a show where like geeks can go and they can watch people that have already played games or the new games that are coming out, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like back when Xenogears and Final Fantasy VIII and Zelda, like way back, right? So there's a new show on the internet right now, and they have a new cast, right? And so this woman, or I don't even know what it is, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure anymore. But it comes on to the show and it's like, oh, well, there's sexism in gaming. And then the first thing I think in my head, I'm like, oh God, not video games. I can't believe that they've reached video games. Like, I thought that was the last sacred battleground that we had. Like, they were never gonna touch that. I'm still a Metal Gear Solid fan. I still love Mario Brothers. Like, they can't mess with gaming, right? I never thought it would get there. Bruh. She came out and said that there is sexism in video gaming. Now, this is the first thing that I wanted to say. Because she went on a long rant or whatever about how men don't want to watch the show because she's not bangable. First of all, Olivia Munn is bangable, right? And she's nice looking or whatever words you want to use, you know what I mean? And she tried to use all these big ass words and long run-on sentences to sound like she was hella smart or whatever. But then she said, I got flame, like she's from the hood. So I wasn't buying any of that shit. She sounds like a poser. You dig what I'm saying? But this is what I wanted to say, bro. Sexism in gaming is not real, all right? That's her mad because she's ugly and her teeth are busted. Okay? And you can't be mad at people that don't want to see ugly people on TV. I don't want to see ugly people on TV. You don't want to see ugly people on TV, all right? So don't come on no goddamn gaming platform to tell us how we're supposed to feel and talk down to us because you're insecure and you're ugly and your teeth are fucked up, all right? And you look like a dude. Excuse my language. But anyways, I'm gonna roll this clip for y'all. But first I wanted to say that this political stuff needs to stay out of gaming. Let gamers just be gamer, bruh. If you good at COD, you good at COD. See, this is the problem with females. They always want to enter a man's space. And then when they enter a man's space and they get roasted, they get emotional because women are more emotional than men. They cry a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just like dudes need their own space. You know what I mean? We don't want that shit around us. And she goes on this long ass rant about feminism and women. She's wearing a hoodie with a jean jacket on. It's like, you look like somebody just stole on you and punched you in the mouth. Of course you don't look bangable. And her teeth are all busted up and shit. But anyways, I had to speak on this because I want people to know that this is something that's sacred to the gamers. You know what I mean? And there are going to be a lot of people coming after this lady for this. And G4 TV has messed up. They really messed up with this because you shouldn't allow someone to come onto the show that people have been watching since their childhood and try to destroy it over your political views. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? If you don't like the fact that people think that you're ugly, get off of the camera. Let someone else do the job, all right? Don't bash all these men and say that we're all sexist because we have our own opinions. And if you ugly, I'm going to tell you, you ugly. Straight up. Roll the tape.
Done. And what I do think that there is a larger discussion about Red Dead Online and that we need to have eventually about game design versus immersive experience and comparing the Red Dead Online multiplayer experience versus the solo player one. But I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online. Sexism in gaming. In joining G4...
This is not where I thought we were going, but I'm here.
They had no idea.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
In joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something that I grew up watching as a child. But every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us. I can see you. Without a doubt, there will be backlash because I'm not as bangable as the previous hosts. It's somehow...
Talk to him, Frost!
It has somehow been expected that you can talk about how much you jerked off to women as a compliment.
That
It's
shit weird.
not a compliment.
It's weird.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the eyes for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the eyes for you.
Hey, she cooking, y'all.
And that's just obvious sexism. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you hate women to be sexist. Just go ahead and check out Thorne's latest meltdown on Twitter for some spark notes. Now, here at XPlay, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden. So we divide and conquer. And when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer. That's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. And that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We absolutely do. But it'll always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us. That's why we're XPlay and not Adam Play. We have done the experiment and controlled for the variables. Adam will read a script written by the same writer that I will read the other half of the script for, but I'll be the one flamed. And yeah, it also happens to Gerard and TBH, but that doesn't discount the sexism of how it happens to me when it does. Both things can be true, that there is a general hatred of any change that isn't Adam, and that I'll receive special flame just for being a woman. And I wish I could turn the camera around so that you could see the incredible team that make XPlay. Half of our producers and writers are women. Emily, Abby, Megan, Joe, Jake, Zipper, Gabby. It goes on and on and on. Former writers that are now on ATOS like Vanessa. When you're in our DMs or on those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current XPlay experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with he's part of it. You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day and you're gatekeeping the gaming space. So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
My initial reaction was, I will not be watching your show because you're crazy and you're ugly. Secondly, Olivia Munn was beautiful. So what you're doing right now is downplaying her. Because when she went on that show, she dressed up like Wonder Woman. She was the one that was dressing all skimpy because she liked the attention. Women like attention that they get from women or men. That is why they wear makeup. Why do you think they call it makeup? Because it's not real. You have to personify yourself as somebody that you're not. You are faking constantly. Every time you put on eyeliner, every time you put on eyelashes, every time you put on weave, that is not you. That is a version of you that you see inside of yourself that's not who you really are. You are the plain Jane with no foundation, no highlight on, just you, rugged and raw. So you downplaying the other women that were on the show, I feel like it's sexism. You know what I mean? And lastly, nobody wants to be talked down to by somebody they barely know. She looks like she's, what, 25 or something like that? You talking to grown-ass men that have been playing Atari since they were 6. Nobody wants to listen to you sit there and talk down to them all day about subject matter that they already know more than you about. They came to watch the show about video games, not sexism. Stop it, okay? We do not want this shit in the gaming community. Leave us alone, bruh. I know you want to be a man hella bad, bruh, with your machine gun Kelly looking ass, but you're not, all right? You're a woman, okay? Stay in your place, bruh, and leave us alone.